You know, we were debating yesterday on who he looked like, and I think I figured it out.
Oh, I'm ready for this. Because you told me, you said somebody, and I was just like, like I agreed with you, but I didn't see it.
No. Okay.
Okay.
It's a mixture of two people.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Nanami from
see.
JJK and Kabuto from Naruto.
Okay. All right.
With the glasses.
Ooh, I do see
and
that.
white hair.
Well, okay. Interesting. See, I do see that, but I also see, who was the person from Naruto? Hinata's cousin?
Neji?
I see Neji in that guy.
If Neji had white hair.
There it is. Yes. And if Neji wore his hair back in a bun and had like one just going down.
We might have to go into Photoshop later and put some glasses on him. Maybe
we and give him a little man bun.
We can just see who's closer.
I like this. You should vote in the comments. Who's closer?
Right. But I feel like Nanami and Kabuto is like almost a perfect mixture.
Like
maybe I'm
no. I see. I kind of see where you're getting it from, but I think it's more Nanami's personality. Because you're in the timeout zone.
The timeout zone.
Yeah.
For what?
For making me cry.
Oh, are you still upset over not warning you about episode 7 of Dan?
Yeah, I am actually.
Okay, to be fair, I didn't know you were going to react that way. Not like that.
Okay, so as a person who's literally known me and been with me for 8 years, and also you knew how I reacted to, what was that anime that Jake showed us with Midi?
Made in Abyss.
Made in Abyss. I literally bawled my eyes out. I'm talking sobbing, snotty. It wasn't cute. And you thought I wasn't going to react to that. Okay.
No, I didn't know your reaction was going to be that serious.
Charles, you literally said, as we're watching the episode, mind you, my first episode of Dan to Dan, I'm thinking, oh, this is cute because the cover art is colorful. It's got like an 80s kind of vibe. I'm digging it. The music is great. I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's start. I don't care. I don't have to see the first episode. It's fine. I'll just jump right in. And then we're watching the show and it starts off and I'm like, oh, this is dope. I like how they animated this. It's like you're really there.
It looks really good.
It does. It did. It did look really good. And then he goes, ooh, her backstory is rough. So in my mind, I'm thinking, what you mean it's rough? For him to say that, that means it's bad. That means it's going to take me out. So I kindly ask him, Charles, what do you mean by it's rough? Oh, you'll see. It's not that bad.
You willingly sat in on the episode and watched it.
Yes, that is true. However, because you made the comment, ooh, her backstory is rough. Me knowing you with zero emotions, you can watch shit just all the way through without batting an eye. And I'm over here like, and you say that, for me, that registers like some fucked up shit's about to happen. And it did. And so as my husband, my partner in life who I'm supposed to trust.
PIC. Partner in crime and also podcaster in crime.
Yeah, I almost left Jazz and I almost stopped recording.
She did threaten that.
I did. I said, I'm not watching anime with you anymore. I'm not recording with you anymore. I'm pretty sure I flipped you the bird and I cursed you and hoped that you stubbed your toe, which I think you did.
I did.
So it worked. Yeah. So going forward, ladies, make sure you know somebody before you settle down. Make sure you can trust them to tell you spoilers.
To be fair, that was a rough episode. I won't deny that. It was rough. Well, that was.
I'm getting more. Even more pissed off
to be fair,
talk about it.
To be fair, I had only read it. You were actually sitting in on my first time watching the episode.
Yes. Okay, that is fair. However, you read it, so you already knew what was going to happen.
Yes,
that's why you made the comment.
And because I knew the backstory. But it's a little different when you see it illustrated in a book and then see it animated.
Charles.
And they went in full bore.
You just digging. You just digging a
Full
hole.
detail. I just want to make you see where I'm coming from. You sat down on my first watch through of the episode. Yes, I knew what happened, but I had never seen it in the actual anime. I'd only read it. So to be fair, I didn't know that it was going to be that bad, because they were pretty graphic. But it was good. That's what, okay, I know, because you're a very empathetic person. I know that hits you deep down. It digs deep, and it's a deep scar. But to be fair, one, I hate giving spoilers. I hate giving spoilers for people.
I know. But however, go ahead.
Two, those parts of the story are what makes those stories so good, because it has a real, I don't want to say emotional trauma, but that separates the difference from the, childhood like animes to the more adult animes. It's some real adult trauma with issues and just violence. And that's what makes it so good. So when you watch it or read the story for the first time, it makes you take a step back and you're like, damn.
That is not what it did for me. And also, how I am about spoilers, and I understand that you don't like giving them. However, my stance on spoilers. I would rather know that something's going to happen before it happens, especially when it's that traumatic and when it's that stressful, because that's my anxiety just through the roof. And also because I'm just a crybaby, like I need to know so I can mentally and emotionally prepare myself. And the fact that you wouldn't tell me, that was some ugly shit, because also it goes beyond trauma. It goes beyond emotional trauma. That shit was fucked up. That shit was fucked up. And if you've seen episode 7 of Dan to Dan, it's fucked up. Anyways, I still hate you.
Welcome back to Late Night Jutsu's podcast hour. It's a series for couples to discuss all things anime and manga related. I'm your host, Tyler.
And I'm Kaylin.
As you can see, we actually put up some of the decorations.
Ta-da!
They're no longer sitting on the shelf.
Ta-da!
So we're adults. We're adulting. We got our stuff together. We hung stuff. It only took 3 months, but we're getting there.
Hey, we just moved.
Yeah,
it's fine. It don't matter. Listen, it don't matter. Continue.
Speaking of Dan to Dan, episode 4 is mainly about our favorite characters. And since we only do about an hour, right? I'm going to focus on more of the newer characters.
Yeah.
So with our discussion about Dan to Dan, you haven't got there yet in the anime, because we had a little road gap with the certain episode. Gigi, which you'll see later on.
I met the younger version of him.
Kind of
briefly.
Yeah, he's kind of a little prick, but yeah, he might be one of my favorite newer characters.
Yes.
That especially in 2024, out of all the animes or stories that I've read, because he's such a goofball that it makes it hard not to love him.
Right.
And I know Dan to Dan already has a lot of comedic relief mixed in through the show. So to add more on top of it, I know a lot of people don't like him as a character.
Right.
But I think they have a good mix with him because he's such a cool guy. That's how he's introduced in the story. But everything he does is just so goofy, and he's just a kind-hearted person. It makes you love him, and I don't see how people don't like him.
I think it's because, like you said, it's because it's already funny, and like to add even more comedy on top of that, it's like it's almost too much, or it's like trying too hard. But I'm excited to see him in the animation. Obviously, he's not there yet, like, because you're reading the manga and that's how you know him. So I am excited to see the translation from the manga version of him into the animated version of him. So I think that'll be fun. That'll be cool.
I think he's only, I guess you really only get to see him in one episode.
And it's like the last episode, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe the last 2 episodes, but
I'm not there yet.
Even those 2 episodes, you'll see what I'm talking about, because he's goofy and over the top.
Yeah.
But he's a person that you figure out throughout the story down the line that he truly cares about his friends, and his heart's always in the right place.
Aww.
And he's just one of those types of characters where even if something is serious is going on, he's still a goofball.
Yeah.
Even if it's something happening to him, he finds humor and
right. That's the
how darker moments.
What do you call that? Like everybody has like a way of like grieving or like processing something, like, and his is just through comedy. You know, he like makes light of every situation, which I like that because I think I do that too. Like something, you know, apart from my crying, I'll just start laughing and be like, well, and just like start laughing. It's like, what?
He's a lot like that. I don't want to say too much because I want you to actually watch it. But
see, these I don't mind not being spoiled. Moments like this, fine. But if somebody's getting sliced and diced and losing children, I would like to be informed.
You did watch Sakamoto Days, though. We watched that yesterday.
We did. What did we watch? Like 3 episodes?
Yeah,
that's definitely number 4.
Yeah, this many. Because there's only 3 episodes right now, so
really?
It's coming out every Saturday on Netflix, at least here in the States.
I hate that. I'm sorry. Can we just release the whole season so I can binge watch something? Like, I don't want to watch it week by week. Ugh.
I'm on the same page with you. I'd rather just have it all. Mm-hmm. But apparently I'm wrong on this. I've seen a lot of people on Reddit saying that they like the week by week releases because it gives them something to look forward to. But it's called
rewatch the anime
or read it.
Perfect.
Yes, a lot of people like the week by week, so I think we're outnumbered there.
I don't care.
But yeah, it was really good though.
Have self-control. Like, release it for the people who want to binge watch it, and for the people who just want to watch it week by week, watch it week by week. You could literally just watch 1 episode, but you know you ain't got no self-control, so you won't. That's not my problem. I want to binge it.
And I think it's a good mixture of kind of both of our worlds a little bit, right?
Yeah.
It has the action and combat that I enjoy, and then it also has a lot of slice of life that you enjoy.
Yes.
Even though you kind of weren't vibing with the main Sakamoto at the start when you saw how much weight he gains, but
don't put me on blast.
I'm not saying that.
Okay, listen, the man's was fine. I said, who is this?
You know, we were debating yesterday on who he looked like, and I think I figured it out.
Oh, I'm ready for this because you said somebody, and I was just like, like I agreed with you, but I didn't see it.
No. Okay. It's a mixture of 2 people.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Nanami from JJK and Kabuto from Naruto.
Okay. All right.
With the glasses.
I do see
and
that.
white hair.
Well, okay. Interesting. See, I do see that, but I also see, who was the person from Naruto? Hinata's cousin?
Neji.
I see Neji in that guy.
If Neji had white hair.
There it is. Yes. And if Neji wore his hair back in a bun and had like one just going down.
We might have to go into Photoshop later and put some glasses on him. Maybe
and give him a little man bun.
We can just see who's closer.
I like this. You should vote in the comments. Who's closer?
Right. But I feel like Nanami and Kabuto is like almost a perfect mixture.
Like,
maybe
No. I kind of see where you're getting it from, but I think it's more Nanami's personality because he's very like cold and it's very black and white with him. It's just straight to the point. And I think that he has the same personality as him, and I think maybe that's where you're making the connection. But I don't know. We'll do the Photoshop thing. I think that'll be fun.
Yeah. So, well, since we're talking about Nanami, he's going to be one of my other mentions later on. Mm-hmm. And he's not really newer character.
Right,
JJK's been serialized since 2018, I believe. But he generally is one of my. If we're talking about legacy animes compared to Naruto, DBZ, Hunter x Hunter. As a newer character, Nanami is definitely
up for sure.
Also yours as well, for different reasons, obviously. But
sorry, I couldn't resist. That man's yummy.
Just salamandered that man. I don't even know what that was. Did they even do that? I don't know.
They animated him right.
Yes, and I feel like I gravitate towards him more than anybody else in the show because he's very just laid back, calm, and collected.
Just regular guy.
Regular guy. 9 to 5 working man. Wears a suit.
Yep.
Just
hits the OT sometimes.
Enjoys the occasional alcoholic beverage. He doesn't go too hard, right?
Yeah.
But he's generally he's a genuine person. I guess
Yes.
he's the most relatable person in the story. I guess that's the best way to put it. Because he, like you said, he's like 90% of the population that just go to work every day, go home, read a book, go to bed, wake up, do the next.
Just do the same thing
Go
over
to
and
the
over
cafe, get a sandwich.
Yeah.
The cafe.
I wasn't going to say anything.
I know you wanted to.
I did. Did you see my...
You can't say
Did you see...
anything in this household without getting made fun of.
Did you see my eye twitch? I said, don't do it.
I know. I
Don't
could
do
just,
it.
It's a telepathic thing now after 8 years.
I just like,
After 8 years, I know that you're just going to flame it. You cannot say one word in this house
God, that's funny.
incorrectly without getting destroyed.
Listen, I get myself too. I don't just come
I
at
know.
you.
It's
I come at myself too.
That Texas comes out
I'm like,
hard
damn,
sometimes.
bitch, what was that?
That Texas comes out hard.
Yes. One thing that I also like about Nanami is because he was in the JJK world, he was doing the thing and whatever. And then he kind of took a step back and went back into the regular world is what we'll call it, working his 9 to 5, blah, 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 going to the cafe. And talking to this, what do you call those people? Not bakers? Baker assistants? People that get your pastries? Whatever.
Cashier.
Sure. There it is.
I'm pretty sure he was at a Starbucks-like establishment.
Yeah, kind of. Anyway, so he's...
Panera. You should know all about that.
Anyways, that's not important.
Platinum member.
Their mac and cheese is good. Anyways, so he's talking to her and she's complaining about her shoulder and like how she's, hasn't been feeling well. And he can literally see the reason. It's because she's got like this fucking spirit right here on her shoulder or whatever. And though he finds it a bother, like he finds this whole situation and like this whole world of spirits a bother and it's just like a pain in the ass, he's still a good person and he still fucking slices and dices that thing. And she's like, oh, I feel so much better all of a sudden. And so deep down, he's still a good person and he still cares. He just doesn't want to because it's like a pain in the ass, which I totally understand. I get it. But I did like that about him.
Does it in a blink of an eye, too. No one even sees the thing.
Because he's daddy.
He is. That also why I think he's so relatable is because in JJK, sorcerers have what they call a binding vow that they can put on top of their curse technique to make it, give it certain conditions to make it stronger. And Nanami's is called overtime. It's like he's working overtime.
Yeah,
so when he does that, his cursed energy level goes up to his maximum potential. It's 110% or something.
That's my favorite part when he just fucking takes off his tie and he wraps it around his fucking knuckles and I'm like, let's go.
Which there is a very big support and fan speculation that his tie is also a cursed tool in the JJK story. I kind of cover it in the video that I'm putting out hopefully in the next, God, I don't know.
Month.
It's taken forever.
It'll be out before then.
I sat in this room from Friday night until Sunday, only eating, taking the dogs out, taking a shower. I did not leave.
No.
I didn't go anywhere.
Didn't spend any time with me.
Or money. So that's a win-win. And then, so I spent all weekend editing, and the whole video is an hour long.
How many minutes did you get done?
3. And then I'm counting last night, too.
Yeah.
When I got off of work.
Yeah.
3 minutes.
I mean,
granted, it's self-inflicted. I'm doing stuff that's unnecessary.
You're doing a lot. To be fair, it's like you're covering a lot of information and you are doing more in terms of the things you're animating and the things you're editing. Like you could just say fuck it and just, put it out there and let bygones be bygones, but you're actually putting a lot of effort into it, which I think is good.
I wish you would have been in the room for some of it though, because then you could have warned me. I had some crusty lips towards the end. I'm so sorry. Whoever watches it in the future.
Yeah.
Well, it's been cold here in Arizona. It goes up to
Are my lips
It
crusty?
goes up to 75 and then drops to 30.
That's why you got to
doesn't
stay
make no
lubricated.
damn sense.
You got to stay hydrated. You got to stay lathered up.
Moisturized. Hydrated, moisturized,
Exactly.
and conditioned.
No, your lips are like, water.
Yeah, I think I showed you, right? And you're like, oh.
I was like, oh.
But yes,
Can you edit that?
No.
Can you add a little health?
A little blush in there. But Nanami, yes, definitely one of my favorite newer characters.
Yeah, I would say he's relatively new in comparison to some of the other characters that we could say that are our favorites.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to gauge it to not have any spoilers. I don't want to get too deep in
I know. I just think
spoilers
that
for people.
I think as we were watching JJK, Nanami for me was just one of those characters that I just liked like almost instantly. I was like, oh, I like this. I liked his attitude. He's very nonchalant. I don't want to say casual, but kind of. But when push came to shove, man, honestly, I didn't know he had it like that, to be honest. I thought he was just some regular schmegular person and he was just here to do this thing. But he's like pretty damn powerful. I was like, oh shit.
You remember in the second season, and I think this is what got you on him in the first place, when Haruta, the one with the white guy with the blonde hair and has the hand sword, the creepy little hand sword.
Yes.
And he's fighting Nobara.
Yes.
And he's about to win. He's beating the crap out of her, which didn't make any sense in the
No
story.
fucking sense.
And Nanami comes in, swolled up, and they went hard on his detail on every single muscle, the folding of the clothes, and that's the detailing in the shadows. And I think that's what got you in the first place.
I can't even lie to you. It was celebrated.
And then he punches him through a building. Yes.
We love a low-key man, ladies. We love a low-key.
That's a good way to put it.
Strong man. Somebody who could take care of me. He goes to work, makes a little money, comes home. That's what I need.
Also, I don't know about other people, but for me, Nanami also gave me a big brother vibe towards Yuji, towards
Oh, yeah. Well,
the second season.
Don't.
Because
Don't get me
him
started.
and Yuji have a slight bonding moment in the first season.
They really do.
And I was hoping there we go again. I was hoping that throughout the story that would get nurtured more. And it does a little bit.
It gets nurtured enough.
But without going further into detail.
Yeah, it gets nurtured enough to do its job.
Yes.
And it did its job. I almost boycotted the rest of that show.
Well, I don't know why. We don't know what happens.
We don't know.
So one of the biggest animes of 2025 is also one of your favorites. Because I was surprised when I saw it on the list, a lot of top 10 lists of a lot of content creators.
Yes. It's so wild because whenever I was just kind of going through Crunchyroll and I wanted to find something and I came across this anime and it didn't look very interesting to me. Like the title didn't get me, the cover art didn't get me, and I was just like, next. It's called The Apothecary Diaries. And I guess a few weeks had gone by and I was just scrolling through Crunchyroll and I kept coming across this anime and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to watch it. Like, I'll just watch the first episode, see what it's about. If I don't like it, I'll watch something else. And I'm telling you, I don't think I've ever liked an anime quicker. It was so good. There was just something about it. And I'm so glad that I clicked on it and that I watched it because now it's like one of my absolute fucking favorite animes. And nothing feels better than when our animes get a second season because now there's a second season out. So I'm rewatching it. And I just love MaoMao so much. That's one of the main characters. She is my favorite from the show because she is just so casual. She doesn't give a fuck. She just cares about her herbal, like her herbs, like her medicinal herbs or whatever. Like she's so cute. Like she's just picking herbs and shit and like going crazy and getting excited or whatever. And then she gets kidnapped and then she gets sold off to the palace. And And so she's just like a laundry maid essentially. But then she like solves a medical mystery for them, and then they're like, "Oh fuck, who solved this mystery?" And now enters MaoMao, and now she becomes a lady in waiting instead of a laundry maid. And basically, it just progresses from her solving a bunch of like mysteries for them, mostly surrounded by like medicine and things like that. And it's just so good. And so there's this other main character. His name is Jinsi, and he is a beautiful man. Like he is a eunuch. For those of you watching, which means you don't have your manhood, right? Anyways, so he is like the manager of the rear palace, and that's where all of the emperor's like courtesans are, his like ladies. And so you can't be back there if you like have your manhood, because that's not how this works. And it's still red.
Thanks.
I hope that caught that.
Oh, it definitely did.
You should keep that in.
Which, okay, I was surprised. I guess not surprised that you liked it, but it seems the opposite of what you usually go for, because MaoMao, I called her Momo on accident because I was literally watching Dan to Dan, and she flipped out for 10 minutes.
The disrespect.
MaoMao. It seems like she's just into her work and her craft.
Yes.
And does not give two damns about a relationship.
Nothing.
Which surprised me because I figured you would be going for the opposite in a series.
I agree with you, but I get enough of it, because where she is lacking in terms of wanting something romantic, or even like, I think she's just indifferent to it all. And that has to do with like her mom's past. So she just doesn't give a fuck about it. And I mean, rightfully so. Jinshi's unrequited love makes up for it, because I think at first he was just like interested in her, but more from like a tool or a toy standpoint. Like, oh, he's got this new thing he can mess with, you know? Because in the rear palace, because he's so handsome and so beautiful, all the ladies are like, oh my God. So all he has to do is just look at them a certain way, and they're like fawning over him. He does that to MaoMao, and she's like, ugh. Like she genuinely, like she physically is like repulsed by him, which I love. And he's just like, what the fuck? He's like, why isn't this working on her? And so their relationship progresses, and she's still just like indifferent to him, but he's trying so hard. He's trying so hard. And eventually I think he realizes that he actually cares about her, like more than platonically. But she's not quite there yet. She's not really like getting it where I'm at in the anime, right? I mean, even though I have watched the whole first season, I'm rewatching it. So I'm really excited for the second season. So I'm
Intruder alert.
I'm hoping to see more development in their relationship in a romantic sense, because I think she's starting to like, it's starting to click. Because the last episode that I watched, remember before I played it, I was like, oh, this is my favorite one, or it's one of my favorites from the season. It's where she ends up getting accidentally laid off from her job at the palace. But she didn't want to get fired. She wanted to stay working there, because if she didn't stay working there, she was going to have to become a courtesan. Yeah, she was going to have to become, no, that's not the word. What is it when you work at a brothel? What's it called? Anyways, whatever.
I don't know.
She was going to have to work at the brothel, right? And she didn't want to do that. Anyways, so starting that episode, she's there, they dress her up, she's super cute, and they go to this like party thing. Somebody like he works for the government, and he has a lot of money, so he hires the 3 princesses that work at the brothel, and MaoMao is one of the like attendants, right? But Jinshi is there. If you don't cut that shit out, that's ugly. Anyways, so her and Jinshi, like, she ends up sitting at his table. They end up talking, and he's like, oh my God. And he's like, what the fuck? I thought you didn't want to like leave, or I thought you wanted to leave. And she's like, I didn't want to leave, whatever. He ends up, because you're not supposed to touch the ladies. It's like against the rules, right? And he's just like one finger or whatever. And she's like, all right, whatever. And so he puts his finger to her lip because she's wearing lipstick. He puts his fingers up to her lips and like presses her lips to get like her lip marks or whatever. And then he presses it to his lips. And I think in that moment she realized she had fucked up. No, she was just like, oh, I think she's making the connection. He's like, oh. She's still grossed out by it, but I think he's slowly chipping away at her walls, and I'm excited for season 2. I'm excited to see the development.
So you do want her to get into a relationship?
Yes. I
figured the whole draw towards her is that she's just intellect bound. She doesn't care about any of that stuff, and she only wants to pursue her craft and her. I guess it's not technically her job, right? She's not. You said in that era, women aren't allowed to have those types of positions.
She can't. Right. She's not a doctor, but she's like, so there's a doctor and then there's an apothecary, right? She's not a doctor, but she does have a medicinal like background when it comes to like herbs and things like that, because they cure people with herbs. So it's like slightly different. But yeah, so it's like she's fine.
So you're going all in for it. What I liked about it is that you didn't have someone else tell you about it.
Yes.
You didn't have a friend tell you about it.
I watched it organically.
I didn't tell you about it. It was a self-discovery anime, which those are some of the best.
They are some of the best. And it's still, like I said, it's still one of my favorites. It probably will always be one of my favorites because there's just something about it. Like, I just love the idea. For me, it's really new and it's fun. Like right now, there's a lot of animes that are based around reincarnation, and then there's your traditional shoujos and your traditional like slice of lives where like it's surrounded by high school student. It's kind of like all the same story, but this one for me, it's different. Like I haven't watched anything quite like this, and I love it. I just love it. So I'm excited. Plus, it's I don't know. I kind of, because I've been watching so many romance animes, and it always seems really easy, like getting into the relationship and, you know, somebody falling in love with somebody else and then, you know, whatever, they falling in love with each other. It seems to happen relatively quickly. I like that this is a slow burn. I like that he's having to work really, really hard to get MaoMao to notice him, and she could like care less. I just love that.
Devil is a part-timer.
Yeah.
Well, okay, this has zero relevance to what we've been talking about. It was from something we were talking about yesterday. I was trying to think of what Sakamoto Days reminded me of.
Yes.
And Devil is a part-timer.
Yes, I could see that. For sure.
Because in that story, you have these demons that come from a different realm into Earth.
Yeah.
And they have to learn how to adjust to
everyday life,
human life, basically working at McDonald's. It's called McRonald's or something there, but you get the gist.
I love when they do that.
And there's even one on the hero side that comes from their realm, and she works at it's a help desk or a telemarketing company or something, you know, and in their normal everyday lives, they're in these fantastic giant battles with powers and flying and these
super
legendary
powerful
weapons, and now she's sitting at a phone and you know, telling people how to fix a microwave or,
and then
or whatever.
The demon, is he a demon lord or something? Demon king? I don't know.
Yeah,
he's working at McDonald's.
And he's very good at his job, but he's very into it.
He's passionate. I love that. And
they all go over the top to make all these just little things that we do in everyday life that aren't a big deal to us, but to them, it's super serious, like rationing their rice or whatever, like down to the penny, or just
yes.
You know, picking out the perfect bike chain that they need, just all that kind of stuff. Sakamoto Days reminds me of that because 100%. They're assassins adjusting to working in
at a conveni.
Yeah, it's 7-Eleven like convenience store. And it's that mixed with John Wick. I don't know. That's probably my best.
It's like 7-Eleven and John Wick, but if they merged.
Yeah. It's actually almost, the plot is almost a perfect match to John Wick. So, minus the puppy. I didn't want to have to bring that up, but it is literally almost a 1-to-1 match with
You're
John Wick.
just digging a deeper hole for yourself. It's just one more reason why I should leave you.
1-to-1 match with John Wick. And I think when I saw it on my little manga app that I have on my phone, that there's 190-ish chapters.
Nice. Okay.
So I'm trying to remember when John Wick came out, the first one, because I want to see if there was some overlap between the which one came out first.
Yeah.
If it was John Wick, or if it was that manga. It's like one inspired the other. Like they're too close not to. And I'll probably say that John Wick inspired the manga. Probably that'd probably be the best guess.
But who told you about the anime though?
Your brother.
Damn it.
Thank you, Colin.
Oh, what the hell? I thought I did. No, I did first, and then he said to watch it. And I said, oh, yeah, isn't that the anime that I told you about? That, like, dark comedy? You're like, oh, yeah.
Sure.
Anyways.
We do have another, circling back to Dan, we do have another mutual new favorite character for sure.
Go ahead.
And that's Momo's grandma.
Obacha. Don't laugh at me. I love her.
Yeah, she's a badass. Not only is she a strong female character, which is always
oh god, I love it so much.
Which is always, I would say, maybe not a fan favorite, but it is definitely
a fan favorite.
Okay, yeah, depending on who you usually like cater to or gravitate towards, but I'm saying she has the makings to be a fan favorite because she's a strong female character. She has a lot of attitude, and they pile in the comedic relief with her. And what were you going to say?
And she's fine.
There you go. And that's, I guess, the main reason.
I'm so confused because I'm with what's her name? Aisha? Asha? What's that girl's name? The pink-haired one.
Who?
Aisha?
The one with the hair.
No, the pink girl.
Girl.
The daughter. She's like, call me mommy. Bitch, are you kidding me? Oh my god. She gets a water bucket dropped on her head.
Yeah, the one that gets
What is her name?
I can't.
I hate you. Oh
there's too much pressure.
Reason number 3.
Remember. I'm not good with names.
Anyways,
if that's not apparent at this point.
I agree with her. She was talking to, what's her name?
MaoMao.
Thank you. She's talking about, clearly I'm not good with names either. She was talking to MaoMao and she was just like, that's not your grandma. She's way too pretty and way too young. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I'm with you. There's no way that is your biological grandmother. She looks like she's 26 years old. Like her are sitting up where they should be sitting down. Trying to keep this somewhat PG. And she ain't got no wrinkles. I'm like, where are your frown lines? They ain't got no crow's feet, no nothing. Just smooth. I'm like, that must be some massive spiritual energy. You got that.
It's the spiritual energy.
Yes.
For sure.
But I will say, even though she's super, super powerful, it's limited because she's only powerful within her area, which I do kind of like that. I like that. It's like you can't be too powerful, but you can be if we're in your vicinity because they have to bring the demon into her territory, which I liked because once they hit the territory, she's like fucking shit up. But if she's not in her territory, she even admits that she's not that powerful because remember she went to the tunnel because she was looking up Turbo Granny, doing some research, what have you, and she could feel how strong Turbo Granny was, and she didn't do anything because she was there. She literally could have done something, but she didn't because she knew she wasn't that strong because she wasn't in her territory. So I do like that. I think that's interesting.
I agree with you.
Sorry, was that a spoiler? Sorry, no. I just get so...
mean, not really.
I get so passionate when talking about this stuff.
Not really. And I think it's good that they did that because when you start off with a really strong character off the rip in a story, it's hard to build and maintain a plot around that kind of character.
Unless you're Gojo.
Which I highly believe that's what Gege Akutami did in JJK. Is with the inverted spear of heaven. It's a curse tool that nullifies all curse techniques and abilities. Stupidly overpowered. The strongest weapon by far in JJK. And it literally gets destroyed
Oh my God.
in the manga in a one-panel conversation.
What?
It's just gone, just like that. But you have to do those kinds of things with that kind of weapon. Granted, I don't think he did it in the best way.
Okay.
But if you keep something like that in the story, it's just a giant plot hole constantly hanging over your head.
Yeah.
Because in every person like me or you or other fanatic fans, are just be like, what about this? Like, they could have used the inverted spear of heaven. This story could have been over in 2 seconds. Yeah. So it's a good thing they did that. They gave her a little Nerf bat off the rip. You know, she's only powerful in her territory. Because if she didn't, you could just send her everywhere.
Exactly. No,
and just deal with the problem.
Essentially, what you're saying is there would be no story.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be it. Just send Obachan and she'll fuck some shit up and be done, and then come home and make dinner for everybody.
And then you could just say that, you know, well, I just want Momo to do it because I'm lazy or whatever. Right. I don't think it's not inspiring.
It's not
people.
As powerful.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't do anything for people. Like there would be no reason to watch.
I will say though, it's hard watching her on screen.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Because of the bling bling.
No, because she's constantly chiefing a cig. And I'm just like, damn, that looks real good.
No comment.
I know we're going in 2 different directions.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about ditties and you thinking about cigarettes.
Yeah.
Because cigarettes do nothing for me. I don't smoke.
I'm like, damn.
I know. Whew. I'm just like, how they sit up there? I'm like, damn, that's nice.
You're still on that?
Yes.
Honestly, you can pick almost every character in Dan to Dan so far in the first season and have a new favorite character. They're also
they did so good.
Balanced,
yeah,
I think.
They did so good. I love the kind of it feels like there's like a tribute a little bit to the 80s, which I like, and that's due to like the colors, the music slightly. I could be totally off. I just love the 80s, so maybe I'm just making that connection myself. But I'm genuinely, apart from episode 7, which I did have a skip because I had already watched it, and I was like, there's no fucking way I'm watching this shit again because I just can't do it. My heart can't do it. So we skipped that one, but I already seen it, so it don't matter. And I don't know. I'm excited to keep watching it. I'm excited to get introduced to more characters and like seeing how the story progresses.
You need to finish the last 2 episodes.
I know that. I just said that.
But I think the fashion, what you're talking about, I think it's a new modern mix on the 80s, right? That's kind of the vibe I was getting the first time I watched it or read it when you weren't there.
And maybe it's like the late 80s, 90s. Maybe that's what it is.
I feel like the author did a good mix.
Oh, yeah.
Making it modern? I don't know.
I love it.
I'm not the fashion guy.
It's something about the action scenes. the shapes and the colors, that kind of feels retro to me too.
They go hard on the contrast.
I do
with the
like
neon.
that. I do like that. So that's where I'm getting that retro feeling from. I love it.
Yes, they definitely combine that. Remember the early MTVs where they just played music videos? But in between, when they were taking a break or commercials in between music videos, they would have the lava lamp-esque type screensavers going. It has a lot of those backgrounds in it. So I think for the older generation, talking to me, not you, when you see it, it hits a little nerve in your brain. You're like, I've seen that somewhere.
Yeah, it's almost
familiar.
Nostalgic.
Yeah. That's the word.
You're welcome. Any other characters that you want to talk about?
Well, I still wanted to go in on Grandma a little bit.
Okay.
Because she is a very sarcastic and funny character.
I love her personality. It's refreshing.
But she also sprinkles in some
true grandmotherly. Yes.
Yes. The instance where Momo goes off to fight Turbo Granny. And as she's turning around and walking out of the gates, she hugs her from the back and tells her to come back. What does she say?
She basically says, don't die.
Yeah.
Like, she wants her to come back alive.
Which I was
low-key wasn't expecting that. Yeah. Was not expecting that because the first, like, couple of minutes of their interactions, it's pretty rough. It's more of just, like, you know.
It's just how you would talk to a friend.
No, I wouldn't say that. It's kind of like it's how you would talk to your grandmother, but if your relationship were strained. And they kind of go into that a little bit of why the relationship is where it is right now currently. But even though, like, that's something that I really love, even though their relationship might be slightly strained, grandma still loves her grandkid. And I fucks with that. And the grandkid still loves her grandma, regardless. And I fuck with that. That's what it is.
Yes, and you see it a little bit in the anime, but in the manga, since there's so many chapters now, I think it's 184 or something like that. I don't know. That every time there's a big battle and they kind of add a new person to their family, at the end of the day, they always go back to her house and she cooks everyone a giant meal, which is very grandmotherly of her.
It is.
Even though it doesn't seem like she'd be the type of person to go out of her way to do that. Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
Every big encounter that they have, every big battle, or anytime they fight aliens or other spirits, they always return to their house and have a big meal.
And she's always having to buy her new clothes because she's getting them fucked up. She's like, well,
not just for her, but also all of Momo's friends as well, and like Gigi and stuff. Anytime their school uniforms get destroyed, she always buys them new ones.
Yeah,
and she always tells them that they can go work to make it up, but it's really never.
Yeah,
she's just saying that. So that's also
just to seem like a hard ass, but really she's just like.
So I think she's one of the best balanced characters, newer characters I've seen this past year, and I thought she was great. I
love her. We love a strong woman.
Yeah, I thought there's another one that you wanted to talk about. I have one more. Yeah. It'll be quick, but...
Go ahead. No, it's fine.
I was just going to say, we were talking about newer characters, but I just had to throw General Armstrong out there from Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes.
That might have been my first... I don't want to say my first animated attraction female lead character. But when I first saw her as a kid, it changed my whole perspective.
You're like, whoa.
Just on the whole, just shonen type genre. Because usually I gravitated towards characters like Sasuke or Itachi, Goku, Vegeta.
I kind of know why, though. I kind of know why.
I'd say Hisoka, but you don't want to go down that path.
I don't.
You want to like him. You do like him, but you can't say it out loud that you like him. What were you saying?
I was saying I kind of understand why she would have been your first female character that you gravitated towards or that you liked.
Why is that?
Because her titties were fat.
Okay, no, I'm sorry, no. The big titties.
No, it's because she kind of had this masculine energy about her. Because when I watched Full Metal Alchemist, I very much got that vibe from her. She's surrounded by all these men, but they have so much respect for her. And it's because of the way she carries herself. It's because of how strong she is. Like, she's a bad bitch. But she's like, even though she has feminine looks about her, her persona is so masculine and her energy is really masculine.
She's basically just steel.
Yeah.
That's how I'd put her personality. It's just a giant slab of steel.
Which I don't remember that one too much, but I think
it's been a long time.
It's been a long time, but I think though she has like this steel kind of feeling, like impenetrable almost. I think she does kind of have a, like, I don't want to say maternal instinct or a maternal feeling towards the boys, but I think she kind of does. Like, there's something there. There's something there, right? I just can't quite remember it.
I think that happens after she finds out about the taboo that they broke, that you're not supposed to do in alchemy,
and
that's
why
try
they
to
did it.
Bring somebody back to life. I think after she finds that out, she does soften up towards them a bit, but it's so subtle. Like,
but hey, for General Armstrong, that's a lot.
Yes,
that is a lot for her. And
I would say that her power, it's not really a power, but her power is that she sees through all bullshit. Yes. She can tell instantly if you're lying. That's what I think one of her actual powers is, but not her personality wise.
Right.
Because she could tell almost immediately when Al and Ed opened their mouth when first meeting her that they were lying about something.
Yes. Full of shit.
So I love that about her. Who was the person you wanted to talk? I'm trying to think.
Can we talking about strong?
Hopefully it's not Kagome, because that is the complete opposite of what a strong character is.
You want me to talk about Sakura?
Well, okay. Not only does Go ahead.
Anyways, no,
I
I want
already
to talk
schooled
about
you on Sakura before. She got the 100 healing. Go.
Anyways. No, so my strong female character is one of my favorites is MeiMei. I really like her from JJK.
Oh, we're going back to JJK.
Yes, I know I should have talked about her earlier, but we had to do a full circle here. Full circle moment.
It's hard. If we were doing 3 hours, we'd be fleshing this out a lot more.
I know. But oh my gosh. So whenever you're introduced to her during the 2 schools, what is it that they're doing?
The Goodwill event.
Thank you. Whenever you're introduced to her and she's sitting and she's got her braid in front of her, I'm like, oh, okay, you're kind of mysterious. And then we kind of get to know her a little bit more. We love a woman who knows what she wants, and she does, and it's money. And
money.
I fuck with that though. I fuck with that. It's like she couldn't care less about sides, about who's right, who's wrong. It's who's paying me the most, and I fuck with that. And I don't know if it's the second season. I think it's the second season where we start to see more of her strengths, right?
You see it more so.
Mm-hmm.
You see it in the second season, and you also see it in the movie.
Yes. But yeah, that one scene, which I think is the movie. I think it's a movie. Where she is. I think it's her brother, her younger brother, and then they're like in the tunnel or whatever, but they get sucked into this like I don't even know realm or something because of this like. Demon.
Okay, so that's the Shibuya arc that you're talking about, the second season.
Okay, I thought so. I was like, that doesn't sound right.
And it's because Geto pulled out the smallpox spirit.
Yes.
Or I guess technically it's Kenjaku.
Whatever.
Yep.
But so they're in a different wherever, and they're battling this thing, and
smallpox.
Thank you. And she's handling her own. And she gets slightly fucked up, but I think it's intentional just to see what his power is, right? And then she ends up. Can I say this, or is this a spoiler? No. Yes. I'll hover.
Spoiler warning. There you go. Say what you want. Say what you want now.
Okay. So she ends up requesting that her brother uses himself as a sacrifice, right? So because how this monster is keeping up with her is because of her cursed energy. So she basically needs to shut her cursed energy off, and he needs to turn his cursed energy on, so that way the smallpox whatever can target him instead. But whenever you get targeted in this little thingy thing, there you got like 3 seconds until you are like dead essentially. So the fact that her younger brother was willing to do that for her is wild. But it's fine because I think his ability is it doesn't stop other people's abilities, but it like slows it down or something. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But anyways, she ends up fucking him up like instantly, and the brother survives.
I can't remember what his curse technique does.
I think
it's probably.
I think it stops it, or it. No,
that's such an overpowered ability.
You're right. Or I think it slows it down.
He's on all the discount shelves at stores for his figurine.
He's a weirdo. He's a weirdo boy.
The one like this Naruto one, his figurine. I think it's the 6-inch one. They're all $2.99. No one.
That's ugly.
No one collects him. I'm sorry.
I think it does something to where it slows it down because the reason why she was so confident in like using him as a sacrifice because she knew that he would be fine. She knew. So it had to be something with his ability, but whatever, we'll figure it out.
I'd say that was more of a trust thing between siblings. He would literally die for his sister. Yeah, that is a given.
True.
They are the closest siblings you could probably
I wish I could know more about their like family, like their background. I would love to just get a like spin-off anime on just their family. Because they're just so unique. Like, there's just something about them. Like, I don't know. It's giving goth. It's giving mystery. And, like, I'm here for it.
It's the crows doing it for you.
It's the crows. Low-key, though, it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad that, they, like...
The crows die all the time.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I don't like that. It's a double-edged sword.
In a world where hundreds of thousands of innocent people die, a few crows...
I don't give a fuck about the
I know.
people.
I'm just saying.
That's not
I'm
true.
just putting in perspective.
Actually, you know what?
I'm just
Actually, you
putting
know
in
what? That's not true.
perspective.
That's not true. That's not true. I do give a fuck about the people. I give a fuck about the JJK people. I don't give a fuck about the regular humans. Like, man.
That's the majority of the deaths especially in the second season. What do you? Okay. Just estimate in the Shibuya area. There's I don't know at least
I don't care about them.
Tens of thousands
I care
that
about
die
the
in
JJK
the
people because that's
Maharaga
who-
and Sukuna battle.
That's who I have a
It's so
relationship
violent.
with. That's who I know. That's the stories that I know.
I know. I'm just putting the
I don't care about
perspective
these
in
randos.
a few crows versus
Okay, but I
thousands
love
of innocent
animals.
people. I know. Interesting enough about her curse technique, the ability to control
It's not very strong.
crows.
Yeah.
It's not strong. And then so in her youth, when she was an actual student at
JJK.
yeah
Or Jujutsu High, whatever.
yes, so because her curse technique was so weak, she trained her physical body to its physical peak. And she is probably one of the only few characters that can wield that two-handed battle axe like she can. I'm not saying people like Toto or
Yeah, right.
Nanami couldn't
Yeah.
swing the axe, but I'm saying actually use it in combat
Yes,
the way
that's so
she can.
different. She literally fights with that thing. Like throwing it is one thing, but actually fucking using it like a fucking, boom, boom, boom. That's different. She is literally the definition of a muscle mommy.
So she is powerful in her own way. I just figured you liked her because of the money thing, but
I mean, there are other reasons I like her too.
oh, the was it volume 12? It might have been volume 12, volume 13 cover. I think I showed it to you. She's on the cover of one of the volumes, and she's, exposed, I would say.
That's how they get me.
Next episode, we're going to be talking about some of our favorite relationships or relationship-based animes and mangas. I actually have a couple.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not, immune
That
to...
didn't sound very confident, but I'm excited.
There's aspects of, some relationships. I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
This isn't going to be like our episode about food where you're like, yeah, there's relationships in it. He loves the food. It's not going to be like that.
That counts to some people. No, there's some people, but I guess mine will be coming from more of maybe a negative standpoint to where I don't think the two characters should be. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It's kind of toxic for them to be together.
Okay, I'm interested.
Not that that's a favorite relationship, but more of just like it shouldn't. This person should have been with this person because this person actually cares about. You might already know what I'm talking about, because you mentioned her earlier, and that's Sakura and Sasuke, which did no damn sense.
Listen, you know what? We'll save this for the next podcast because I have a lot to say about this. We differ, but that's okay.
I get it. Sakura should not be wearing glasses. She's a member of the Uchiha clan, and she has a damn Sharingan. That doesn't make any sense unless they're glasses like you wear. They're just bullshit lenses and aren't actually have a prescription. That never made any sense to me. I don't get it.
Coming from a man who wears glasses himself, and you got blue ass contacts in because you can't see shit.
But I have them. Because I need them.
So does she.
She has the damn Sharingan.
That's
she
different.
Doesn't need it.
That's different. Having a Sharingan and having poor vision are different.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.